Hey, what's going on, everybody? Instagram Money. I'm back again with another video. In this particular video, I'm going to talk to you guys about Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 6. Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 13, episode 16, Hurricane Housewives. Let's just hope I remember to put that in the title description. Okay, so I'm back, you guys. Later, I already know I got to do Married to Medicine, season 8, episode 4 and 5, so I will do that later. So I'll just combine both of them. I'll try not to be as long winded, but I do like my longer videos because I like to really dig in and really give my perspective on these shows or whatever. My cousin finally came home after his little weekend he had with my other cousins. It was great to have the house or my room rather to myself, and I wanted to show you guys my hair. Hold on, I'll show you. Take my headphones off. I wanted to show you guys my hair. Like I really love my hair. I really, I really love my hair. All right, so let's get into this. Into my notes. So the episode starts off with Roker, I think that's how I pronounce his name, whatever the fuck, talking about Hurricane Zeta, and it just gives me flashbacks from last year when they were talking about this on the news. I don't remember Al Roker talking about it because I don't watch that fucking news channel, but I do remember those other people who were talking about it. And there was quite a lot of hurricanes last year, to be honest. But I do remember that specifically, like hearing about all the different ones that were occurring at the time. And then Drew comes into the scene at Liberty's kitchen, excuse me, why'd I say chicken? And once again, she's looking a hot ass mess with them damn Christmas boots she got on that nobody asked her to wear. Those boots look a fool. Like she's always looking a mess. And like I said, I feel like she's doing this on purpose to cause controversy and to cause us to talk about her every week. Literally, every week she looks a fool. There's only been one time she's looked good, and I think that was what last week or whatever. Only one time, but the majority of every week she's looking a damn fool, and it's just ridiculous. It's like, girl, you cannot tell me your husband loves you and told you that you look good walking outside looking like that. You cannot tell me. I'm not gonna sit here and believe that. I don't believe it for a minute and for a second that he told you that was okay for you to walk outside looking like that. He don't love you if he told you it was okay because you look the fool. And I'm tired of you in this blonde wig. It's a no for me, ma'am. It's a no for me. And your fashion senses is a no for me. Period. You look a fool. You look a mess. Please don't do it again. Please, please don't do it again. And then after that, Cynthia, Samia, and Candy they get on the bus. Mala joins after them. And then Portia comes after that, and then Kenya walks in looking like a stunning sun bitch. She gave me sunshine of the motherland tease in that dress, and she was wearing that dress. And for Kenya at the time being a 49-year-old woman, she looks absolutely stunning, absolutely phenomenal, absolutely amazing. It is crazy to me that Kenya is even 50 years old right now because she does not look like it. She's in great shape. She looks amazing. She's amazing. Period. I'm a Kenya stan. Y'all already know that. Y'all already know I love everything about her. I don't always agree with her, but most of the time I do. Because she's realistic about things. And sometimes I do feel like she's doing too much. But then again, you got to remember this is a reality TV show. Someone has to bring the drama, bring the mess. Somebody has to do it. And for the past 8 years, she has been doing it. She's been doing her job. Okay, like people need to realize something. We gave them something really to talk about. If we're gonna be honest, yeah, I feel like maybe Bolo Gate shouldn't have took up the second half of the season, but at the same time, I feel like this. Had Portia admitted it that she did it, it wouldn't have been this big of an issue. It wouldn't have dragged on for this fucking long had she had fucking admitted that shit. And that's all Kenya wanted was for her to admit the shit. Like, bitch, admit the shit. You know you fucked him. So why are you trying to sit up here and act like you didn't? Why are you trying to sit up here and act as if like Kenya's lying and all this other bullshit when you know you fucked him? Just admit it. That's the whole thing. That's all Kenya wanted. Kenya wanted her to just admit it. And if it was me in that situation, and if I was Kenya, I would want the same thing. I'm just like, girl, you're not gonna sit here. I got all this M on you. You've been coming for me all season. And let's be clear, Portia was coming for Kenya all season long. She started the whole tirade of joining the girls against her over the whole shit with Brooklyn. They were treating her like shit. That whole South Carolina trip. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Okay, y'all act as if y'all have selective memory when it comes to your faves, and I'm just sick of it at this point. Like Kenya does not owe Portia no type of loyalty, period, at all, and Portia is nobody's friend, and we're gonna get into that later on in this episode. But let's just be clear, she's nobody's fucking friend, okay? She is legit. She makes me sick. She's a fucking hypocrite, and that's why I can't stand her ass. I don't see how people go up for her ass. They give her way too many passes, in my opinion. Like y'all want to hold all these other people fucking accountable, but y'all can't even hold this bitch accountable. Man, fuck out of my face with these fucking hypocrites. And after that, while they're on the bus, Cynthia FaceTimes Drew as they're about to be on the way to the restaurant. And then Portia says to Marlo, I'm thinking I'm exhausted from our conversation, but I'm really exhausted from the dance class. And then Marlo agreed and said that she's really exhausted from the dance class as well, and that she had to lay down, for her back. And for the past two episodes, Marlo's been complaining about her back. Candy said last week that we need to pay attention to that and that it comes up later on. So I'm assuming the whole reason why Marlo's back was really hurting is because she had liposuction and she didn't tell anybody about it, basically. But it's about to come out, so that's really why her back hurt. But I'll see how I feel about that next week when we get to that. And Cynthia calls it out, and she's just like, "Well, why would you be exhausted from the conversation?" Portia says, "Well, we had some loose ends we had to tie up." No, bitch, you tried to sit there and make Marlo feel guilty for being friends with Kenya because for some reason you've been assuming ever since Kenya started this investigation about who fucked Bolo. You've been assuming that ever since Kenya and Marlo made up and became friends, that it was nothing to do with them actually wanting to squash things. That had to do with a whole like team against you in efforts to expose you and do all this other bullshit. But you are so wrong. Okay, like let's just be clear, you didn't want Marlo and Kenya to be friends because you couldn't take the fact that Marlo didn't hate her anymore. You couldn't take that. You were pressed as fuck ever since you seen them walking down together in South Carolina, okay? You were pressed as hell. You were pressed as a panini bitch. And you were in your feelings ever since then. That's when you started to act funny towards Marlo. And when Marlo called it out, an episode after that, and when she said, after I made up with Kenya, you've been acting funny towards me, and they did start to act funny towards you. I don't know if you guys remember, but go back and watch those episodes. Portia is the one that started to act funny towards Marlo, and now that Marlo was giving her the same energy, she can't take it, she can't handle it. Make it make sense. Portia is nothing but a fake ass, two faced ass bitch, and that's why I don't like her ass, and that's why I can't stand her ass. And the funniest part about it is I used to like Portia a lot, but fuck her. I would not want to deal with a bitch like her who's fake as hell and who has friends that are beneficial to her. Fuck that shit. I ain't got time for it. That bitch fake as hell. So they get to the restaurant and then Drew greets all of them, and I'm just still distracted looking at those tired boots. Like, what does she have on? You cannot tell me. There's no way Ralph loves her if he allow his wife to go out there looking like that. I'm sorry. Like, I have to say it. There's no way he loves her. No way. I have to say it again. They all go on and put aprons on because Drew is basically saying she has a surprise for them, and they're saying to put aprons on, and then Portia saying in the confessional how this is supposed to be a girl trip. I'm not trying to cook and all this other shit, and I'm just like looking at her like, girl, you look like you can't cook. But anyway, moving on. Um, they go into the kitchen and they all meet my bitch Big Frida and I Get My Life, and I just realized like when I used to watch Big Frida's show, her reality show she used to have. I'm not sure if it still comes on or whatever. The Queen of Bounce. I need to see if it still comes on because that show was really good, honestly. And I really miss her mom, Miss Vera. Like she gave me everything. I was so sad when she passed away, but I know how much she meant to Miss Frida. and her how she impacted her life and everything. So I'm here for Big Frida. Big Frida is everything. Big Frida gives me life. Always. I support her all the way through. I love her down. Like she's amazing. She is New Orleans. I hope one day I get to meet her, honestly. Um so they go over there and they all hug her, and I'm feeling the same way. I'm like, hell yeah, if that was me, I'd be hugging her too. I'd be like, girl, down. You already know. That would be me, for real. And then Kenya and Cynthia, Cynthia, and Drew start talking about Big Frida and their confessionals, and Drew's giving a whole history lesson on how her and Big Frida know each other because apparently Drew's best friend is also a stylist to Big Frida, and she's been styling her for years apparently. So I guess that's how they were able to hook up or whatever the case may be. Whatever. It seems as if Drew knows everybody apparently. Anyway, Drew didn't really annoy me this episode. Surprisingly, I was really shocked. But yeah, she didn't annoy me this episode at all. Really, not really. I was actually surprised about that because y'all know I don't like Drew at all. Period. Um, and then Cynthia and Kenya were trying to do their tired version of the New Orleans accents. If y'all want to hear a New Orleans accent, baby, go to Bondi Blue. Go to Bondi Blue on YouTube, and she's from New Orleans, lives in New Orleans. I want to say, and she has that whole thing down, okay? And her accent is thick and it's sexy as hell, and it's amazing. Like she's amazing. She gives me life. I love her. We may not always agree on certain things, but that's okay. I love how Bondi is herself, unapologetically, and she's authentic and she's real and to the point. And you need people like that on a platform like this. Like I want somebody that's gonna keep it real and keep B100 about it. I feel like a lot of people on YouTube are very biased when it comes to Kenya and comes to other people, but that's another video for another time. I ain't trying to ruffle nobody's feathers, but I just see through the bullshit. I see through the hypocrisy. I feel like if y'all can call out Kenya for her shit and her antics and shit, y'all should be able to call out everybody else. But yeah, once again, not gonna go there. Then they start cooking with Big Frida, and I'm already intrigued since they're making booty popping potatoes, and they have a whole bunch of onions. They have sausage. They have these potatoes, and Kenya is talking to Big Frida. She's saying, how you want me to cut up the sausage? He says Magnolia style, and I'm like, I know that's right, Kenya, but I'm not surprised Kenya can cook. You can see the bitches. You can see. I mean, she got a whole daughter. Of course, she's gonna know how to. She's gonna have to know how to cook. You're not gonna be able to keep giving your daughter DoorDash and Uber Eats and stuff like that. Of course, you're gonna have to know how to cook. That was never a doubt in my mind. I always knew how to cook. Just period. You could tell, like you could tell when you spot a cooker to another cooker. Cause I cook all the time, y'all. I love to cook. I'm literally gonna go to college, and get my degree in that and run my own business. That's how serious I am about cooking. So definitely. I was with Kenya definitely. I know how to cook. I don't know about you bitches, but I know how to cook. I know how to throw down. It ain't no issue. It ain't no problem. And that New Orleans food, I heard it's really really good. I want to definitely go there one day and experience that. Definitely with my significant other. Um, and I said production ain't shit ain't shit for the edge of the season for real because they've been really really shady ever since the season came on. They've been really really shady. Because oh, because Drew is like twisting the orange all in there, trying to make a margarita, a homemade margarita, and they're doing the side effects and the sounds, and I'm just sitting up here just laughing. So just like this shit is hilarious. Oh my god. And then Kenny's going around looking at the food and everything, seeing how everything is coming together. And that also would have been me because I'm a foodie as well and I'm a hungry hoe. I'm gonna be the first to tell you I am, and I love food, and I'm definitely a foodie. That's definitely one of my qualities. I'm a foodie. I love to eat. I love to cook. I love to do it all. Period. And I want to see if I'm looking at somebody cooking. I want to see how everything comes together. I want to see how it looked before and after. Like that's just me. I take pictures all the time, like when I'm cooking meals and preparing meals and shit. Like that. That's just me. That's just how I am. And then after that, they begin twerking and Big Frida's like ass everywhere, ass everywhere, ass everywhere, ass everywhere, ass everywhere, ass everywhere, and everybody starts twerking, getting real real low, and Portia starts twerking, she getting real real low, And then, I'm sorry, looking at Portia's ass, oh no, it's like something wrong with that ass. I'm sorry. Something's wrong with it. Like, it's too big. It's too big for her body, I feel like. I mean, she looks amazing, don't get me wrong. I don't like the bitch, period. But I'll give her props when props is due. Her ass is too big for her body, in my opinion. Like, maybe she should get an ass reduction. I think it'll look better because it just doesn't look natural at all. And we know she's had work. She's been open about that, which I respect. But girl, you're not fooling nobody. I know you got work. You need to get a ass reduction. Period. And Big Frida tells her she has mega knees, and that took me out because I still remember that whole thing that went around on Instagram. Child mess. So they get the food because the food is done at this point, and they get us the drinks, and I'm just sitting up here like, dang, I really wanted to taste that food, and I did really want to taste those homemade margaritas. So I wanted to know if it were good or not. I mean, they looked like it was good. I ain't gonna lie, they looked like it was delectable, like it was delicious. Um, and then in the midst of that, Candy's being nosy, and she starts to ask Marlo about the conversation with her and Portia. And then Marlo explains how her and Portia are feeling the same way, and she says that Portia feels that she should take baby steps with Kenya. And Kenya's looking at her like, bitch, why do you give a fuck if we take baby steps or not? Like, what does it have to do with you? And I was with Kenya on that too, because it's like, girl, like, why are you so pressed about it? At the end of the day, like, I'm not out here trying to do nothing. I'm not plotting on Marlo. I'm not being manipulative or none of that. And she's not. And the fact that a lot of people assume that they only became friends just so she could have an ally is laughable and stupid to me. Like y'all need to shut the fuck up, honestly, and have some receipts, okay? If Kenya really wanted to do that shit, she would be outright straight up about it, okay? She's not one to sit here and hide her intentions, okay? She's straight up about everything. And whether people will like it, like the fact that she's straight up or not, that's their problem. But she is straight up and she's honest. And I can't sit here and say I'm upset with her for that. Bitch, be real, speaking your truth, be honest. Lord knows we need honesty these days. And then I felt like at the same time I was being low key messy because you could have, when Candy asked that question, you could have just been like, we just had a conversation, and we felt the same way, and we're good now. Like, I don't want to talk about it anymore, and ended it at that. But the fact that you continuously went on and on and on with it, it just revealed to me, Marlo, that even though y'all made up or whatever, that the situation still wasn't really solved or resolved because you still feel the same way. You feel like, well, if you're supposed to be my friend, you should tell me the truth if I ask you a question. And you are being messy in a way because you first said in South Carolina you heard noises. Then you said that you don't know if they had sex or not. Then you said you're not sure who it was. Now you're asking these questions. So you're making yourself look messy, Marlo, and I expect more and better from you, even though, in my opinion, the last time we turned your back on Kenya, to get on Nini's good graces, I felt like that was fucked up at the end of the day. Yeah, Kenya is a shady bitch and she's messy. But one thing about it, two things for sure when it comes to her friendship, she's ride or die and she's loyal. And she will do anything for her friends and she's proven that time and time again. Why do you think her and Candy and Cynthia and Eva and others are so close to her? Because of the fact. Because of that fact that she's ride or die and she's real and she's honest. And she's one thing about her, she's not fake. She's not gonna sit here and be fake with you or waste her time. Like she not gonna do that. So that's why I felt like Marlon, like you're being messy as hell. Like if you really continuously felt some type of way or felt like it was not really resolved, you should have pulled Portia to the side before Candy even came up to you and did that. But now you're making yourself look messy and you're making it seem as if it's more than what it is, and I'm not with that. And I even said in my notes, I can understand Portia, even though I don't see it for her, how she will feel some way. And but I also said, but at the same time, let's not act like Portia wasn't trying to make Marlo pick a side between her and Kenyon with that whole thing. Like she was legit just last week trying to make her pick a side and basically saying, "Oh, if I was friends with someone you didn't like, I wouldn't be doing that and this that." Like you were basically trying to make it seem as if it's a problem because her and Kenya are friends because you're already assuming that Kenya is trying to plot on you and that Kenya is using Marlo when in reality that's not even what's happening really at all. That's not even what's happening at all. But the joke's on you, bitch. You ruined your relationship with Marlo. You ruined it. You ruined it by being shady and by being shicey and by being grimy as fuck. But you want to sit up here later in the episode and talk about how Marlo is a friend? Girl, look in the mirror. You are nobody's friend either. You dogged your best friend out and you made her look stupid on national TV. You allowed another bitch to talk shit about your best friend, but when your best friend wanted to clap back and talk about the other person, and you had all this shit to say about that, but you didn't have nothing to say when it came to your best friend being dogged out, and you alluded that her and Candy had something going on, that they were fucking tired. Like what? But you want to talk about somebody's being a friend? Then you turned your back on Candy for Phaedra. Like, should we even go down your greatest hits? You are not a friend to nobody. You are nothing but a walking contradiction and a walking hypocrite. And I hate people like you because you go around trying to act like you're better than everybody else when the reality is, and the gag is, you are no different from Kenya. But I need to do a rant right quick. I'm honestly at this point sick and tired of them feuding, okay? Y'all have been at each other's throat for 8 years, and us, the viewers, we are tired of the bullshit, okay? What is the real issue? And let's get down to the real issue at hand right now. Because I'm not understanding why y'all constantly do this. The whole point of the matter is Portia is an idiot. She's dumb as hell. She's always reacting to whatever nuggets Kenya throws out, regardless. Kenya knows what the fuck she's doing. She knows how to play the role she's been given. Okay, she literally gathers Portia with her intellect. Portia cannot be on the same intelligent fortitude or the mental fortitude as Kenya is on because Kenya is intelligent. Kenya is smart. Okay, Kenya is a business savvy type of woman. Portia, however, is not. Portia is dumb as rocks. Okay, let's not forget she thought there was 265 days in a year. She thought the real railroad was a. She thought the Underground Railroad was a real bus stop. Okay, thought it was a real train. Okay, she thought it's so many things that like it's so many things you can read her about. Like this bitch is really dumb. But my whole thing is, what is the real initial issue? Now I know the issue from last year. The whole thing, like Kenya was a really good friend to Portia. She really was. She made one shady comment about the whole doggy style shit about Dennis, but in every interview, every episode, Portia was coming at Kenya, and I felt like that was fucked up. If y'all supposed to be friends, why are you coming at her so hard? You started that. You started back that issue with Kenya. Kenya didn't start that shit up with you. Not only did you involve yourself, and did you start to be shady and started making like it seemed to Cynthia as if Kenya was a bad friend because of the whole, jokes and shit she was doing. I mean, yeah, Kenya was taking that rose way too far, but am I gonna sit here and say she's a bad friend to Cynthia? Hell no. She always has Cynthia's back no matter what. Period. Y'all can say what the fuck y'all want to say, and Kenya's not always in the right, and I know she's not always in the right. But one thing about it, two things for sure: that girl loves Cynthia like a sister, and they got really close. And she got Candy back no matter what. So what the fuck are you talking about to me? You can't say shit to me when it comes to Kenya being a friend versus Portia being a friend when Portia is not a friend to nobody. Portia is a fake ass bitch, and Portia don't know how to be a fucking friend to nobody. Now that you're in the hot seat, you can't take it. But if it was Kenya, you'd be all over that, straight up, and that is the truth. But at this point in time, I'm tired of this beef. Either either y'all be cordial or just don't say anything about each other at all. I'm just tired of the constant arguing. Yeah, when it first happened back in season 5, ongoing like season 5, 6, and 7, and 8, it was very iconic. Those were iconic. That was an iconic feud. But now at this point, it's dragging, and I'm over it. I'm just ready for their beef to end. I'm really sick and tired of their beef. I'm sick and tired of them arguing every season about stupid shit, nonsensical shit. At the same time, it's like what Portia can try and read Kenya for, Kenya can read her back. Like y'all are very similar when it comes to certain things. Y'all both got niggas who ain't shit or had niggas who ain't shit. They both fathered your children. Y'all both moved too fast with these niggas. Y'all didn't really get to know them. for real. Y'all were desperate for a baby, and y'all got people who ain't shit. The only difference between Mark and Dennis is the fact that Mark doesn't fool around with, you know, that we know about. Mark seems as if he could give a fuck less about Brooklyn, but then again, I could be wrong on that because he does seem like he loves her. But to us and how he comes off on the show as if he doesn't really give a fuck about her, or let alone give a fuck about Portia. But Dennis actually is involved in his daughter's life, and he actually, you know, I can't even say he gives a fuck about Portia. Not really. I don't even feel like he gives a fuck about her really. Like they have a co-parenting type of relationship, but they play too many games at the same time. But it's like Kenya and Portia are very similar, not in as far as intelligence wise, because we all know Portia is dumb as rocks. She's dumb as hell. There's nothing smart about her at all. She proved that tonight. She fell for the trap. She fell for the bait, but she made herself look dumb. But yeah, I just had to rant because I'm sick and tired of them arguing. Like, what the fuck are y'all arguing about? We're tired of seeing y'all argue and seeing shit drag on and on and on. Like, bruh, like y'all don't even have to be best friends. Y'all don't have to be friends at all. At least be fucking cordial, at least, because we're sick and tired of the bullshit. Like, if y'all gonna argue about something or have a beef, make it be a beef worth having. Okay, let's not argue about stupid shit like this. Like, girl, but at the same time, Portia, you've been coming for Kenya all season. Like, before this bullshit even happened. Like, the fuck? You should be blaming yourself because you're the one that constantly trying to get people to be against her. And can't nobody tell me she don't do that because she does that shit. Um, but anyways, I just had to fucking rant about that shit because I'm sick of it. Like, sick of them and their fucking stupid ass beef. Like, it's dumb. Sick of it. Um, so Marlo goes on to say she's upset about South Carolina and says to Kenya that she asked Portia if she slept with Bolo. Kenya starts laughing. Then Marlo says after that Portia said that she didn't sleep with Bolo, but we all know she did. No, slept with Bolo. And I said to myself, we all know she did. She should have been owned it. It wouldn't have been dragged on this long if she just owned up to it at this point. Candy feels like they should leave Portia alone. She says in her confession they're acting like Portia's their girlfriend, which I understand where Candy is coming from. I really do. But at the same time, I don't see why she's going so hard for Portia or even like this whole scenario. I get the whole Bolo thing, but I don't get even why she's trying to protect Portia at this point. Because Portia would not give her the same courtesy, and let's just be honest here. Let's just be real. She would not give her the same courtesy. She would not give her the same respect in return. She's proven that time and time again. And I know people are like, oh, let's not bring up old stuff, but let's not sit here and act like you know what you did a few years ago is forgivable. When what she did to Candy, in my opinion, is not forgivable. And I don't know how Candy was able to get past it or move past it. I mean, they're not best friends by any means. They're cordial, if anything. They're cordial, but I still don't see how I'd be able to even do that. Like, I would be a professional and film with this bitch, but I would not be fucking with her like that. I would not be calling her, checking up on her, or none of that shit. Like, we'd be cordial. It'd be a hey, how you doing type of situation, but that's about it. Fuck that. If somebody was trying to go out of my way to ruin my brand and ruin what I built with my two hands and my businesses and shit off of repeating a lie that somebody told them, uh-uh. And the fact of the matter is, she said it to Candy, like when they were sitting at the table, okay, having lunch or whatever, and they confronted each other, back in season 9. She said it in an accusatory way, when she said, "Oh, I heard that you and your man were going to take me to a sex dungeon and drug and rape me." She said it in an accusatory tone. It's not like she said just like, "Oh, I repeated something I heard." No, you said it in an accusatory tone, and then you wanted to backtrack. When Candy sent a cease and desist on that ass at the reunion, you wanted to backtrack then and be like, "Oh, well, since Candy did this, Phaedra, it's your time, just your turn to speak." Like, ugh, it just it just annoys me because it's like Portia's not no friend of nobody. She's a fake ass hoe. Like, period. This period what it is. I don't give a fuck about who likes Portia. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Period. I used to like her a long time ago, but she saw what had happened with me. I don't fuck with the bitch now. I don't see it for her because she's a fake ass bitch and she's two faced, and I just can't deal with fake bitches like that. At least with Kenya, what you see is what you get. Yes, she will pull antics. Yes, she will do the most, but at least she stands firm on what she believes in. And she's not a fake ass bitch sitting up here pretending to fuck with somebody that you don't fuck with. At least she's real and straight up. We can't say the same about fucking Portia because Portia's a fake ass bitch. She'll talk shit about you and smile in your face the next day, and which is what exactly what she did to Marlo last week. And I'm over that shit. And I'm over her acting like she's more superior. Bitch, you are not Nene. Sit your Nene light wannabe fake ass down. Period. You are not Nene Leaks, bitch. And Nene irked the fuck out of me in her last few seasons she was on the show. But one thing about it, two things for sure, Nene Leaks is the only Nene here. Bitch, you are not her. So have several seats. Stop trying to be her. You will never be Nene. Period. You will always be a fake ass Nene, and it's not cute. And you're not the queen, so sit your ass down. I'm sick and tired of the favoritism they show blatantly towards her, but they want to paint Kenya in a terrible light just for ratings and views and clicks. Sick of that shit. No, reveal the true shit. Reveal what the fuck happened. Because if it was Kenya, okay, that pulled that shit with Candy, they would have exposed her ass and not give a fuck. Period. They would have did that. But because it's because Portia did whatever, they're not gonna do it. No, that's bullshit to me. I'm not trying to hear that shit. Mm-mm. So Kenya after that, she says this doesn't make any sense. So if she wanted to say something about it, if it was her or not, we already know it was her. I am not the only one. Marlo says to Candy, so you're saying you're not the only one. So do you know if it was her, Candy? And then she asks her if she asks Candy again, do you believe Portia fucked Bolo or not? And Candy was like, I'm not finna even speak on that. And then Marlo calls her out and she says, oh, okay, so you're saying you plead the fifth. And then Candy says she doesn't even feel Portia needs to speak on it. Kenya says, right, but her point is if she wanted to do that, then don't lie about it. Which once again, I feel the same way. No, she doesn't owe Kenya an explanation, but at the same time, if you would have been admitted and been honest, it wouldn't have gone this far into conversation. Like, girl, own up to your shit. That's just how I feel about it. Period. If you would have just owned up to it and called the fucking day and been like, yeah, I did it. So what? Boom, conversation over with. Kenya wouldn't have had shit else to say if you would have just admitted it and called it a day. But y'all were doing some bullshit behind the scenes, talking about y'all were gonna sue her and all this other bullshit, and then that's why she dragged the shit as long as she did. And if any of y'all niggas would have been watching her speak on it, you would know why she dragged it on as long as she did. Because it's like, how you gonna threaten to sue me when I know your T? I know what the fuck you did. I know what you did in that room. I heard it. Like, how you gonna threaten to sue me? So I completely, once again, I'm on Team Kenya with this. I do feel like it dragged on for too long though, and they should have been doing an investigation about who leaked the story as opposed to who fucked Bolo. When we all know clearly who it was based off of her reaction, what she was doing on film, and what she was doing while they supposedly thought they weren't being recorded. Catch that tease. Um, then Marlo says she wanted to know, as her friend, as the energy her and Portia has. Kenya interjects and then she says, here's the thing, I'm not going to be made a villain because I spoke the truth. If other people don't want to talk about what they heard or saw, that's on them. And I agree. And she's basically throwing shots at Candy and Kenya. I mean, Candy and Marlo. Because it's like, y'all sitting up here trying to make it seem as if I'm the only one that heard this shit, but y'all already know. Like, Candy, you making yourself look kind of suspect because you had already even told Don Juan about the bullshit that happened and that's what you heard and all that other shit. So now you're changing your tune and trying to say, oh, I don't want to speak on it, even though you already did speak on it. So it's like, pick one. Either you want to speak about it or you don't. You can't have it both ways. At least Kenya has been straight up in how she felt, and she has not backpedaled on how she felt about it. Bitch, she's been calling her out. Bitch, I know you fucked Bolo. I know you intend to fuck Bolo. Let's just call it a thing. Like, come on now. Like, come on. We're not dumb here. Like, we already know what it is. Like, at least you just pick a side at this point. If you wouldn't have never said shit to Don Juan, you wouldn't be in this predicament. Now all of a sudden you're sitting up here talking about, oh, this, that, and the third. Girl, bye, Candy. Bullshit. And then continue to say, I know what I heard and I know what other people heard. Marlo feels like that Portia should just be honest and tell her that she did fuck Bola and says it makes Portia look guilty. And I agree, it does. Like, girl, why are you sitting up here denying what it when we all know you did it? And then they talk. I wrote in. I hate Juice boots. I hate her whole outfit, but her boots though, girl. No, you need to go take those. You need to go take those spinner boots off, girl. It is not Christmas. So the food and the drinks get done. They take it to the table and help set up, and then they start eating the food. They're complimenting Big Frida on the food, and Big Frida says, "You know the food is good when everything gets quiet." So it gets quiet. Then Marlo comes out of nowhere, asks a shady question, basically about the Kenya and Portia situation to Big Frida, about and being subtle about Kenya telling Marlo that Portia fucked Bolo, and Portia not owning up to it. And then Big Frida says she's not a confrontational type of person, and she would just move herself out of the equation and meaning she wouldn't put herself in the middle of the Portia and Kenya mess, which I definitely agreed. I felt like, girl, at that point, you should have just let shit play out itself and just not even involve yourself further into it, because regardless, either or, you're making yourself look messy or look as if you're trying to be messy by you even bringing this up. And the fact that you even brought this up at the table in front of the company, like, I would have been so embarrassed if I was Big Frida. Like, we can't take you bitches nowhere. I would be so embarrassed. Like, why would you embarrass yourself on national TV, let alone in front of Big Frida, okay, the queen of bounce, about this foolishness that has nothing to do with her? Girl, mm-mm. And everybody's feeling the same way as me, and I'm just like, girl, what was the point of you doing that? Honestly, like, what was the point? So Marlon and Portia, they get into an argument in front of Big Frida, and Big Frida's just sitting up there eating her food, and she's like, oh, "Bitch, I can't wait to get my check for this shit. But this is some bullshit. I ain't for this drama. You already know." Mm. And then Candy's over here talking all this shit. Don't even know what the fuck she's talking about. She basically talking about foot in her mouth, talking about, "Oh, you're not in it and you're involving yourself." Like, no, Portia involved her by even going to her and basically trying to make it seem as if it was a problem for Kenya and Marlo to be friends. But you're sitting up here telling Shami and Drew one thing and saying another thing to Marlo. Like, yeah, you did involve Marlo in it. Yeah, Marlo took another step further when it came to it, but you did involve her. We're not gonna act like you didn't involve her. Okay, you did. So Candy, once again, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. Have several seats. Uh, and then Shamia's talking all this shit, saying, "Well, it does seem that would seem like you turned on her though." And it's like, Shamia, shut the fuck up. I love you, but shut the fuck up. I'm so sick and tired of you caping for Portia. When she wouldn't bust a grape in your fight, she would not do the same. She's proven that many times that she ain't shit. She's proven that she's no fucking friend to nobody. To be honest, she's turned her back on everybody that she's been friends with in this cast, including Phaedra. Like, girl, stop it. Like, stop. She's no friend to nobody, and you're going so hard for a bitch that's not giving you the same respect in return. And you get pressed when people talk about it and bring it up. But the truth is the truth. Portia ain't shit, and Portia is nothing. Okay? But a fake ass Nene Leaks. Sorry, it needed to be said. So Portia, Marlo basically calls Portia and she's like, "Why aren't you addressing what Kenya has been direct about Portia?" And then Portia's saying, "I no longer have nothing to say. I no longer have anything to say." And Marlo's just like, "Girl, okay, whatever." And then Marlo says to both of them, "You both have put me in an uncomfortable situation." And I was just like, no, ma'am. Portia did. Portia is the one that's been pressed as well since the South Carolina trip. That's been assuming y'all making up was to gang up on her. And last episode, she literally talked a lot of shit about you to Shamia and Drew about you and Kenya being friends, all because she's assuming shit. And now she wants to act like she wasn't trying to make her pick sides. And I was just like, bye, Portia. I'm sick of you and your tired antics. Like, you're sitting up here trying to make it seem like you didn't try and make Marlo pick sides when you did. The moment they made up, you started to move funny towards her. You started being dry with her. You started acting real different. But the moment that Marlo stopped reaching out to you and stopped playing your game, you now all of a sudden have a problem and you're feeling like, oh, she acted funny with me. When in reality, you're the one that started acting funny towards her. Anyway, Then Marlo out of nowhere goes off on both of them. She cussed them both out and called them motherfuckers. It says both of you motherfuckers talking to me about each other when I wasn't there, and I feel this could have been avoided. Me personally, I feel like this could have been avoided had Marlo put them both in their place and been like, "Hey, I'm friends with both of you. Don't mention her to me, and don't mention, and you're not gonna mention her to me, like for both of them, because it's like when you're friends with two people who have issues with each other, let them address their issues amongst themselves. Don't involve yourself in that shit because regardless, if you say one little thing, that could be translated into you being on either or sides, and it's like you don't need that nonsense. Not it, you being a grown woman. What's the point of going back and forth or whatever, you know, with a grown woman about another grown woman? It's pointless. Like if I'm friends with two people who don't like each other, that's their issue. I'm not gonna get involved in that, and they better not come to me telling me nothing about the other. And I'm just gonna be like, you need to address that with her. Don't come to me with that because I'm friends with both of y'all. I'm not gonna be messing with either of y'all. Because what you don't do when two friends that don't like each other, you don't mention the other to the other because that's messy, and that's how mess gets started. So what Marlo should have done with them both talking about each other to her, what she should have done was to shut them both down and put them both in their place. But because she didn't, and because she allowed it to go on and go on, she's involved somehow been intertwined into this whole bullshit, and now it's a mess, and it done backfired. Cause girl, bye. I wouldn't be dealing with that. I'm a grown. Okay, I'm about to be 24 years old. I do not have time for the childish games. I do not have time to be going back and forth or having to, read nobody for coming to me with some bullshit and some drama. And it's like this is petty as hell. This is childish. Like the gag is Portia. You are pressed about Kenya and Marlo being friends, just like Kenya was pressed about Toya getting close to Portia, which I feel like in her case, hers is more understandable because she probably felt like, well, you're getting close to this bitch and you're probably gonna tell her all my tea and all my secrets, which she ended up doing anyway. So she was right to feel some type of way towards Toya. Versus Portia, Portia doesn't have a right to feel no type of way towards Marlo because Marlo hasn't told none of her tea. Marlo hasn't told none of her business, and I feel like Marlo probably knows more than what she's even letting on at this point. She's probably playing this shit up for the cameras. To be honest, she probably do know, and I'm sure she does know that Portia fucked Bolo, but she's not. She has not outed her though, but she knows she lying though. So it's getting real like crazy. And then this is what I wrote. I said, I'm sick of the whole you gotta pick a side childish shit. It's so childish. Stop. We are all grown women, so we should behave like grown women. For real. Like, that is embarrassing. And the fact that y'all did this in front of Big Frida, I would have been embarrassed. I would have been like, oh hell no. You already know, and I would have left if I was her. Like, hell no. And Portia gets all in her friend says, I'm not a motherfucker, that's what I'm not. And Marlo says, address each other and stop running around these flowers. I hollered. But for real, like, I feel her on that though. But the only thing I didn't agree with, Kenya has been addressing Portia straight up. Portia has been running away or not giving her the time of day and acting whatever. And she's acting more and more guilty as she does that. Why not just address it if you didn't do it? If you didn't do it, address it, admit it, boom, change the conversation. But the fact that you're not addressing it and you're being so dismissive and defensive shows that you did something you didn't have no business doing, regardless. So, so Marla going off, and then Portia saying to her, "Calm down, relax. You need to bring it down." Marlo gets up and she says, "I'm gonna do you," talking to Portia and Kenya, and she walks out doing a dramatic exit, and then she's cussing them both out, telling them both off, cussing them out clean. And she calling them fake ass bitches. And then Marlo ends up going the wrong way, and this part made me laugh so hard. I'm sorry. I know it's not funny, but it was funny to me because she did all that just to go out the wrong way, and then she went back and went the other way, and she's cussing them out some more. And says, "Here y'all go having y'all fake ass conversation. Ain't no way a bitch gonna put a lie on me. I'm not gonna straighten her motherfucking ass." And I felt Marlo on that though for real because she's realizing that Portia is lying to me and she's not being straight up with me, and that's a problem, especially if y'all supposed to be friends. And Drew's trying to calm her down. I'm just like, Drew, let's be real. Let's be real. You don't give a fuck about Marlo, especially you don't give a fuck how she feels. Okay, you were sitting around talking shit about her with Shamia and Portia last week. You don't give a fuck about Marlo. Let's just be real. Why are you sitting up here fake pretending like you care about her, her feelings and stuff, when you don't care about her or her feelings. You don't care about none of that shit, but you out here pretending, perpetrating like you do. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Marlo explains she feels uncomfortable because she fucks with Portia in Kenya, and Portia says, "You don't fuck with me, Marlo." And then Marlo says, "I do fuck with you." And then Portia says, "You don't fuck with me again." And then Marlo says, "You don't fuck with yourself." And that shit made me laugh. And then Big Free's looking around, sitting there, just eating the New Orleans food, just looking around, and I'm just like, and she's like, just like, I can't wait to get a check for this. You already know, because I know that would have been me. Because I'm just like, I don't have time for this cattiness. I have nothing to do with this mess. I don't even know why this was brought up, why I was put in this mess. Marlo was wrong for even addressing that with Brick Street right there. They could have talked about that the night after or something. Like the fact that you did that and you were being subtle and shady and doing all that, you were doing too much. Sorry. I just have to call it out for what it is. You were doing too much, Marlo. And I love you, Marlo, but I have to call it out for what I see. You were doing too much. I understand why Portia felt some type of way. You were moving kind of grimy, but at the same time, I understand where was coming from too. She felt like I needed to adjust it right then and there, and I wanted some clarity on some shit, and that's how she was feeling. But I was like, I can't even sit up here and act like you're wrong for how you felt, because I mean, shit, that's how you felt. So fuck it, you know. And then I said in my notes, I'd be so embarrassed if I was a Big Frida. Like I'd be embarrassed. I'm like y'all, I got y'all here to do it, to cook, have a nice dinner, and drink with you guys and enjoy your company. Y'all doing this extra bullshit. I don't have time for this. So after that, Big Frida leaves because she's just over it, and that would have been me as well. And then Drew, Toya, and Kenya they go outside and talk to Marlo, trying to get some clarity on how she feels. Meanwhile, on the inside of the restaurant, Cynthia and Portia talk inside, and then Candy's still in there, and Portia is once again is assuming that Marlo wanted a nugget to get in between her and Kenya, even though that wasn't the case. Even though Marlo was being messy as fuck, which I can't lie on that, but I love how Portia acts like she's been this amazing friend when she's turned on everybody she's been friends with. That bitch has no loyalty. Fuck that hoe. And that's straight up how I felt. Like, fuck that hoe. Like, you're sitting up here trying to talk about Marlo's friendship values when you are the worst friend on this fucking show. You are the fakest person on this show. You are nobody to brag about. You are nobody to even sit up here, even put in the pedestal. Like, and the fact that people give her passes pisses me off. She should have got way more. She should have got reprimanded for the shit that she did to Candy. Period. Period. Point blank. I'm sick of people giving her passes. Sick of it. And it's just ridiculous to me. And it's like, oh, that was in season 9. Like, it don't fucking matter. It happened. The shit happened. And the fact that she got away, I feel as if she got away with the bullshit that she did, and that's fucked up. If that was me and I was Candy, I would fucking expose her ass every chance I got. I would read, roast, saute, fry her ass. I would be cordial for the most part. You know, I wouldn't just start shit just to start it. But if I found out some shit about her, I would expose that shit, and I would fucking make it a personal vendetta because the shit she did to Candy was wrong. She could have lost all her businesses. She could have been doing jail time, prison time. You know what I'm saying? She could have lost her family. She could anything could have happened literally, and the fact that people just still defend Portia after that shit is crazy to me. Like I would never want to be friends with someone like her in my life. Period. And Marlo's talking, and she basically feels like Portia's lying to her. She knows that she knows Portia is lying. She knows because she knows she heard those sounds. Ain't nobody dumb. She knows she heard those sounds. Is making herself look more and more guilty, which it is what it is. Which it is. It isn't about her wanting to be on Kenya's side. It's about what Portia is doing. And then Kenya goes back inside and explains to Cynthia what happened and how Marshall feels upset because her and Portia are friends. Portia interrupted her and says to not say her name. And I'm just sitting up there looking like, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you gonna do if she says your name? You just said her name. Now she can't say your name? Grow up, Portia. Make it make sense. You just literally said her name. But Kenya can't say your name? Really? Grow the fuck up. If I was Kenya, I would have kept saying her name, being like Portia, 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 Portia. What the fuck are you gonna do, bitch? What are you gonna do? You gonna hit me? You gonna attack me? You gonna drag me? And let's just be clear. I agree with Scotty and giving you the real tea. Portia is not a fighter, okay? All she did to Kenya was fucking pull her hair, and she didn't do that bad of a job, because after Kenya got dragged, she got her back up, dusted herself off, fixed her hair, and boom, it was fixed. So it's like these people hype Portia up like she got all these hands. But all we've seen from her is that she dragged Kenya. Like, girl, bye. Portia's not all that, so stop. Y'all, y'all just need to stop acting like Portia is all that when she's not. Like I said, I don't like fucking Portia, period. And I'm not gonna just be biased just because I don't fucking like her. I just don't like the fact that how she acted, trying to make it seem like Marlo has been plotting on her and doing this other bullshit when you've been doing grimy shit to people and you've been grimy as fuck towards Marlo since South Carolina, since you saw she made up with Kenya. Fuck out of my face, bitch. Um, And I said, like, fuck out of my face with the double standard bullshit for real, because I'm sick of it. Like, it don't make no sense. Like, you can say Kenya's name, but Kenya can't say her name. Girl, bye, please. What the fuck are you gonna do? Are you gonna tape her lips so she can't say her name? Are you gonna what the fuck are you gonna do? Are you gonna deck her? You gonna punch her in her mouth? You gonna punch her teeth out if she says your name? Why the fuck are you so pressed? You keep saying that you claim later in the episode that I wasn't giving her the reaction she's used to. Bitch, yes you were. Kenya was tap dancing on your nerves and you were still pressed. You were still in your feelings. You still felt some type of way. You still reacted like a damn fool, okay? And you ended up being the one that left. If Kenya was pressed, she would have left and took a flight back to Atlanta. But guess what, bitch? She's used to people being against her, and she can handle that because she's a strong, independent black woman who don't need no man and who don't need nobody to ever validate her because she validates herself because that's the queen that she is. That is why I stand Kenya Summer more daily, bitch. That is why. Because she puts you hoes in your place, and even if she gets red, she don't give up, and she still stands up for herself, and she don't let nobody punk her, period. Like, you keep fucking playing with her. She finna light that ass up at the reunion, and you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be pressed in your feelings, and I can't wait to see it. Because I heard she went in on y'all ass, had y'all in an uproar. And the first 2 hours of the reunion, bitch, she snatched all y'all up and y'all were mad and y'all were pressed. And I can't wait to see it because y'all been trying her all season. So Kenya Summer more daily, bitch, get these hoes together and show them who the fuck the Shade Assassin is because they've been trying you all season long. And I've been waiting. And we got two more one more episode. Well, no, two more episodes to the reunion, which I'm waiting for, and I can't wait. I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. And then Kenya says, I can say your name, Portia. Don't direct your anger at me. Direct it at yourself. Portia keeps saying, don't say my name. Don't say my name. Keep my name out your mouth. And I was like, yeah, you find every opportunity to have Kenya's name in your mouth. Make it make sense. How is it okay for you to say Kenya's name, but not okay for her to say your name? Grow the fuck up. Like, y'all are grown women and you're acting like a child. I can't. Kenya explains that Marlo feels upset because Portia said to her how she doesn't fuck with Marlo or whatever. And Portia says she said the same to me, and I was like, no, she didn't. She clearly said she did fuck with you. You took it as something negative. Then Marlo cussed you out. I don't blame Marlo at all. You've been asking to get cussed out since South Carolina, to be honest. Yeah, because you've been acting really funny and stank with her. But when she gives you that same energy, you all of a sudden have a problem and then want to put it on Kenya and act like, oh, you've been getting close to Kenya and you forgot all about me. Fuck out of here, Portia. You didn't really give a fuck about Portia. I mean, Marlo like that. Come on, let's just be real. Marlo and Kenya actually had a friendship previously years ago. It wasn't no fake shit. They actually had a bond. It had a friendship. Okay, so stop trying to compare, bitch, please. Then Portia says again, don't say my name, keep my name out your mouth. And then Candy says, I'm gonna keep it 100. We wish we were all friends here. And says, what difference does it make if somebody decides to fuck a stripper? And Kenya interrupted her was like, which they did, and I hollered, and she's not lying. Okay, let's just be clear. Candy says again, if they did, and Kenya says, let's not lie about it. Candy says, if they did again, and Kenya says that's their business. And Candy asks, what difference would it make? They all say it wouldn't make a difference in their life, but how I felt is like they're missing the whole point. Like, if you fuck this man, you fuck the stripper, why won't you just admit it and be honest and stop sitting up here denying it, make yourself looking more and more guilty by you being defensive and shit. If you didn't fucking do it, you would not be sitting up here being this defensive. And defensive niggas means and defensive, and when niggas are defensive, that means they did some shit. They just don't want to admit shit. The whole tea is the gag is the real reason why you won't probably admit it is because of the fact that you don't want Dennis to throw that shit in your face, even though you know he's been fucking around on you and been fucking other bitches ever since he was with you, and you already know that, and you know he got a past of doing shit like that anyway. But the real gag is you don't want to admit that, so Dennis can't have something to throw in your face. I see the game you playing, but at the end of the day, you're wrong because if it was Kenya, like she said, if it was her, y'all would be dragging it all the way till they got back to the net, and they would be. They'd have a field day if it was her. And the fact that they're trying to sit up here and act like they wouldn't, it is bullshit. It is complete hypocrisy. You cannot tell me they wouldn't because it's like they've been calling Kenya a whore for years, even though they have no proof of her being a whore. They've had no proof. They've been coming for her for years, 4 years, many years. She had people against her for years. For what? Two seasons, three, three, which is consecutive. What? 3 years consecutively. All these people were against her, and she took them all on, and she never left. She never broke a sweat. She read them all for Phil, and she got read by them. But guess what? She never gave up. She never walked out. She never got stuff a place out of her character, not once. But yet, Portia Stewart Williams, she got made a fool multiple times on multiple occasions, and she was acting a fool tonight. If you were not pressed, you wouldn't have went this far. You're pressed. You may not put your hands on her bitch, but you're pressed as fuck. And Kenya got your ass again. It made you look dumb again because you are dumb. Anyways, Kenya says Marlo's upset because Portia's dragging her into it, making her choose. And Portia says again, keep my name out your mouth. Kenya says if it was her, y'all would be talking about all the way home, which I agree, they would. It's a double standard for Kenya. It's been that way for years, and it has been. Whatever Portia does, she can't get called out on it. But if Kenya does something, oh, y'all gonna hold her completely accountable over the double standard. Okay, not on my watch. And Portia says, I don't care what you and your man are doing. Girl, that ain't got nothing to do with this. Girl, bye. And Kenya says, I don't care zero about you. Portia says, I don't care zero about you either. And says, but you keep my name in your mouth. And I said, girl, you did the same. You're being a hypocrite because honestly, you've been talking about Kenya all season. What are you talking about? At least Kenya been coming to your face talking about you. She's been talking about you in confessions and to your face. So it's not like she ain't been direct. She's been direct, bitch. But you don't wanna go there with her, okay? Because she know your realty and you pressed about it. Yeah, I said Kenya has Portia precious, but she's acting like Nina all of a sudden, and says she would have went in Candy's room, and I high key feel like Candy would have fucked Portia. To be honest, I do feel like that. Like y'all can't tell me they wouldn't fuck still. Even if Candy knows that what Portia did her years ago was wrong, she would have fucked her. I don't care what nobody says. Whether they were laughing, playing around, whatever, she would have fucked her. Period. And then Portia says, "Now what, bitch?" Kenya says, "Don't call me out my name, Portia." And then Portia calls her another bitch, and Kenya calls her a bitch. And she says, "Oh look, Kenya's hurt. I called her a bitch." And Kenya gathers her and says, "I would have to care about you and respect you for me to be hurt about you calling me a bitch. Right? Get her together." And she tells her, "You're a fraud. You're a fake, and everything you say is a lie." And then Portia mocks her and repeats what she says. And then I said, "Girl, Kenya baits you every time and you fall for it and you get pressed. If you really aren't bothered, you wouldn't have gotten so pressed." And they get to the point of basically dropping it. But to be honest, Kenya wanted to get Portia to admit it and settle continuously line. But what's done in the dark comes through the light one way or another, and that is the truth. After that, Candy and Marlo talk, and they end up chilling and talking about everything. And if Marlo feels like if Kenya and Marlo didn't make up, she wouldn't be in the middle of this whole thing. And I agree, she wouldn't. I don't know why Candy doesn't see that point. because it's like if they were not friends, if there would be no middle thing. But the fact is, Portia is pressed that Kenya and Marlo are friends, and can't nobody tell me she's not. She is. She's clearly bothered. Especially look at look from the episodes ever since the South Carolina trip, all the way on forward to now. She's been pressed about them being friends because a um she feels like it's a setup, even though it's not. And she's so wrong about everything that she's been assuming. Girl, bye. And then Marlo gets Candy. After that, Marlo gets Candy to admit that Portia has lied in the past, and we all know that Portia is a known liar. Portia is the main one that lies on this show. Let's just be clear. All right, then Toya goes and visits Kenya, and Kenya's wearing a cute pink top. She looks so cute. Like Kenya is a beautiful woman for her age. She is beautiful and has herself together. And I totally, totally love that. I love that so, so much. And Kenya says Portia knows she did it, and if she wants to lie about it, she can lie. And I'm just like, well, I'm just glad we're not going to be talking about this bullshit anymore. When the real tea is, y'all should have been investigating, trying to figure out who leaked the story instead of assuming Kenya. Y'all should have investigated everybody and made sure that everybody's information was correct. That's what y'all should have been doing this whole time instead of blaming or assuming it was Kenya. That's what y'all should have been doing. Had y'all been doing that, y'all wouldn't have to worry about this other stuff. Y'all should have been finding out, getting out to the bottom of who it was that actually leaked the story. That would have been more interesting than this whole Bolo Gate bullshit. Because we all know, y'all all know, Portia fucked him. Whether y'all want to out her or not, y'all know, and y'all are mad that Kenya is the main one telling the truth about it and putting it out there. Because, like she said, if it was her, y'all would be exposing her and reading her and dragging her, and y'all would. So we're not gonna play this game like y'all wouldn't. Y'all would, okay? Y'all were quick to call her a hoe from the whole Apollo situation. Yeah, she was flirting with Apollo, but it wasn't like that. If she really wanted that man and really wanted to fuck him, they would have fucked for sure. Apollo himself even said it. If I would have pressed up on you and gave it to you, it would have been a whole whatever thing. He basically assumed that she would give it to him if he would have. But the whole thing about it is Apollo been having feelings for Kenya since season 5. Okay, he was been feeling her. I don't care what nobody says, and that's why Portia held a grudge against her. She couldn't take the fact that her nigga didn't even want to fuck with her. Her nigga wanted to fuck with a whole nother bitch. But anyway, I'm not gonna go there about that. But yeah, um, and after that, Toya told tells her that Candy said that Portia left, and Kenya is so unbothered. She's like, "Oh, okay," and that made me laugh. And then in the midst of them having a conversation, Drew goes over to visit Cynthia, and she tells her that Portia left, and that she found out from Shamia. And I was just like, if Portia wasn't so pressed, she would have left. LML, she wouldn't have left. And then Cynthia was like, "You lying?" And she looks outside looking for Portia. And I was like, "Girl, she just told you that she left. What you looking outside for, Cynthia? You're not too bright, but it's okay, baby. Bless your heart." Then in the midst of that, Toya tells Kenya that she left Shamia, and Kenya cracks up. I'm sorry, but that was me also. Like, what kind of friend are you? And Toya made a good point. Toya was like, if that was my friend, I would have leave with my friend and go back with her and check up on her or whatever. Portia isn't a good friend. Okay? I've been telling people this a long time. Portia ain't shit. She's a fake ass bitch. Okay? And she thinks that she's such a great friend, or she's deserving of such a great friend, but she don't. She a fake ass bitch, a fake ass hoe, a two faced ass bitch. Period. Regardless, she fucked Bolo. She should have just been. She should have owned up to it. You went this whole second half of the season denying this bullshit when you should have just said, "Yes, I fucked him," because everybody knows you did. You're not gonna sit here and convince me that you did it, bitch. And I can't wait to Kenya exposes your ass because we all know you fucked Bolo. Okay, so stop sitting up here being in denial, bitch. You fucked him. Okay, yes, like everybody says, Kenya, a portion of Kenya that is explanation. I understand that, but the whole point of the matter is If someone is going around saying I fucked somebody, and if I know I didn't fuck somebody, I would do everything in my power to dispel that. Kenya, Portia, all Portia's done is deny it and be defensive. If she if she really didn't do it, she would have sued Kenya. But bitch, guess what? She didn't. What does it tell you? It tells you that Kenya's telling the truth. End of story. So Kenya's cracking up, and I was cracking up too. Like I said, Portia ain't no friend of nobody. And she told her that she's really fine, and she is. And then she stops laughing when Toya tells her that Candy left also. And, Kenya gets really hurt about that. She's just like, we're actually friends. Like, she could have told me she was leaving and that she left or whatever. Like, I feel some type of way. And if I was Kenya, I would have felt some type of way too. Bitch, we're actually real fucking friends. We're real good friends. We're close friends at that. You could have told me that you were going fucking home. You didn't have to fucking leave and not say nothing to me. That's rude. That's disrespectful. And you also bullshit. Like, you that mad at me because I'm calling this out for what it is. That this bitch is sitting up here pretending like she didn't fuck this nigga, even though we know she did, and acting as if her and Tanya and whoever else was fucking around with him when they were. That's why Tanya fled the country because she didn't want her tea to be spilled. But at the end of the day, it was gonna come out regardless if Kenya said anything or didn't say anything. The cameras caught all that other stuff, and I believe 100% there's other footage that we're gonna see at the reunion, and I can't wait, girl. I cannot wait because I know it. Y'all can't tell me. I have a feeling we're gonna see a bunch of stuff that we didn't see during the season, and I can't wait, honey. All I know, it better be edited right. So I've been waiting for the Shade Assassins to come out and drag these hoes because they've been trying her all season long. For real, they've been trying her, and I've just been waiting patiently. And then after that, mind you, the storm is about to hit, and then the lights go out of nowhere. Marlo visits Cynthia Kenya. Kenya and Cynthia tell Marlo how basically last night that she cussed them all out and had them feeling some type of way about it. I would have felt some type of way too if I got cussed out. Marlo then blames it on the alcohol. I'm just like, nah, girl, you were saying what you wanted to say to them because you were in your feelings. You felt some type of way, which I understand, but you were also wrong for cussing them out. You didn't have to talk to them like that because when Cynthia cussed you out, you didn't like that when she cussed you out. So it makes it okay for you to cuss them out. But I get Marlo's point. I get their point too. Um, and then Kenya says at this point she doesn't care about it, and she's letting it go. They go, and then after that they're with Grace because they have been talking about it for quite a long time. But it's like the whole point of her talking about it was because of the simple fact that this bitch was trying to sit up here and act like, bitch, you finna shoot me? Oh, okay, I'm gonna keep bringing it up to make a point that you can't handle the truth and you're pressed and you're mad and you're in your feelings at the end of the day. So I get why she kept bringing it up. A lot of people don't get that. Watch you speak on it, you will get the tea. You'll know why. Um, so yeah, they're on their way downstairs, to get their food from Drew because for some reason they went to Drew's room, which I thought was kind of weird. Whatever. I don't know where the power shuts off, and I'm just sitting up here like I would be scared. Like I don't do well in situations like that. Like what if you gotta take a shit? What if you gotta pee or something? You know what I'm saying? You're in the dark. You don't know where the fuck you're going. You could be going into a wall. Like girl, no ma'am. And then they bring the food back to the room, and I was just like, I don't fuck with storms because I don't. Kenya says Drew in her confessional about the trip, and I agree. The South Carolina trip was better because at least it wasn't no hurricane or nothing. Y'all didn't have to worry about no hurricane being rained on. Y'all got the chance to do all the stuff y'all said y'all was gonna do. Yeah, y'all bitch and complain about food, but y'all could have easily ordered Uber Eats y'all self and got y'all something. But anyway, so everybody starts to pack to leave in the dark, and they switch between both of them, with the candles and stuff, and then they go back. They switch back to eight, and they're back in ATL. Well, Linda says they switched back to ATL, and they're there, or whatever, with this editing job, editing all over the place. Girl, bye. Drew and Ralph are in the hot tub and they're talking and they end up kissing and stuff. And Drew looks a fool with that blonde wig off. Girl, take that 1994 Storm wig off right now. And then Candy goes and she's on the set of, I want to say The Shy. Was that The Shy or was that Envy? It was one of them. Girl, I don't know. It was one of them. I think it was Envy, but I can't wait to see Envy. Apparently, it's coming out next week on Lifetime, so I'm gonna definitely give it a chance to give it a shot and get my opinion about that probably. And she's talking to him, getting some pointers from him, and it's just good, seeing the chemistry. Clifton Powell is an amazing actor, and I just respect him so much for what he's done in the business. He's amazing. And then it switches to Kenya, and she's with her cousin Shay, and they're looking at the presidential results in Michigan. This was around when Biden won in Michigan. Well, he won, period, to be the president, but this is around when Detroit basically killed it. And Kenya was excited because she's from Detroit, so it had a lot of meaning for her. And she was cheesing, and I had that same reaction. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of like nervous. Cause I was just like, y'all, please don't let us down. We do not need to have 4 more years of Donald Trump being the president because he's not it. He ain't it. He gonna have us going into another world war, and we don't need that. And he legit almost did have that. But anyway, and then I was saying like I still remember when I was happening in real time. I remember it like it was yesterday. It's just crazy how we're rewatching it now when we remember all this happened last year. Crazy. And then it goes to Cynthia's and it says they say on the news Joe Biden is the winner of the president election and they say he's the new president elect. And I said I remember how excited everybody was and how shocked we were. I ain't gonna lie because it's like I feel like they dropped the ball the last time, so I was really like, Lord, please don't let this nigga, meaning Trump, be the damn president again. He gonna have us get killed or something. Because I just felt like he's just out here just to try to harm us. Because like he was just doing too much. He was doing the ultimate most. He wasn't even the host. That's just how I felt about it. Like to be honest. And after that, Portia comes over to Cynthia's house and she imitates Kamala stepping in the White House and say, yeah, stepping in the White House, and I just thought it was funny. And I ain't gonna lie, their scenes are funny together, but she still annoys me because she irks me. She really irks me. And they do a video in support of black small businesses, and I think that's so important. And they're talking about Biden and Stacey Abrams and how excited she is to be a part of that, and that she was able to make a difference and all that other bullshit. And then they talk about Marlo, and I'm just rolling my eyes because I'm just like, Portia, you've been a horrible friend to everyone. You're just mad that Marlo cussed your ass out. It wasn't having the bullshit you were trying. And after that, next scene is Candy and Todd. They're pulling up to Blaze Steak and Seafood taste testing event, and I just love how dark it looks, how grown and sexy it looks, how vampy it looks, and everybody's in like these dark colors, and I'm just here for it. I'm just here for it. I definitely, I'm gonna try to go out there and test it myself because I love food. Like I really love food. Oh my god. And I want to see if it's good because I believe that they can throw down and cook. So I believe it's hella good. And then all the girls end up coming like to the back. Candy's cousins are there. Her mom's there. Her Bertha, her aunt Nora is there, and everybody looks great besides Drew, as always. Um, and I say Kenya looks breathtaking as always, and Drew and Ralph they look a hot damn mess. I can't believe they could walked outside looking like that, looking a mess, and I can't believe nobody told them they looked a fool. But anyway, things get awkward like after that because Marlo also joins and she's speaking to everybody, and Portia giving her the side eye like, why is this bitch talking to me? I'm just sitting there like, bitch, girl, she cussed you out. Like, what's the problem? She cussed you out. She never said she wasn't friends with you anymore. She just cussed your ass out because you was on some bullshit. And I didn't blame Marlo for cussing you out because you was on some bullshit, and you've been acting really shady as fuck towards her since you seen that they made up. You were being shady. You were being distant with her. But when she gave you the same energy, you couldn't take it. You couldn't handle it. It was too much for you to deal with. And you want to sit up here and play the victim, but you're not a victim. I'm tired of people playing the victim and acting like they're so innocent and like they're doing nothing wrong. They're being such a grand friend when, bitch, you're nothing but a fake ass Nene Leaks at the end of the day. And you know how she was with her friends. She couldn't take the fact or stand the fact that other people that she didn't like were friends with her friends. Like, bitch, bye, bitch, please. And it goes off of the cliffhanger, and I can't wait for next week because it looks like I'm gonna have to read Drew. It looks like I'm gonna have to read Portia and read Shamia, and I'm here for it. And now we'll finally get down to what happens and go is gonna go down between Prophet Lot and Latoya, and I can't wait for this because this is gonna be interesting, bitch. I'm shook. This episode was trash. It only had a few good moments in it. It was all over the place. The editing was all over the place. Please, next season, producers, y'all look at me, look at me. Please edit the shit the right way. Do not edit the shit to make a certain person look a certain way. Edit the shit the right way because I'm sick and tired of this. Like, it's been multiple people on multiple occasions saying how Kenya's scenes are being cut out or they're making her seem a certain way, and it's just pissing me off because I see her outside of Real Housewives of Atlanta and actually how she is and who she is, and it just irks me. It's like y'all need to fix the way y'all editing this shit because the shit is choppy all over the place, not making fucking sense. Okay, we're just tired of the bullshit. I know I'm tired of bullshit. But hopefully next week it will be a better episode, which I'm assuming. So we got the episode next week, and then the season finale is the week after that. Thank God. Then after that, it'll be the reunion, and I'll be able to really go off and go in. But anyways, this has been my Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13, episode 16, Hurricane Housewives review. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for the support, the love, the like and comment, subscribe, the views. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and go to bed. Oh my god, it's almost 6. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I love you guys. Peace. And I definitely will be later in giving a Merit to Medicine review. Promise y'all. Promise. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Y'all have a great night.